Guys, I just got back from the most uncomfortable trip to Brazil that I've ever had. And a lot of people were asking me, okay, Oscar, why'd you go to Brazil in the first place? Why'd you leave your safe place here in Houston, Texas, where you have people all around you who love you and support you? And the truth is, guys, before I went to Brazil, I was feeling really stuck, right? Really annoyed, very frustrated at myself because I kept looking at my 2024 goals and we're already 4 months in and I haven't achieved any of them. And I knew at that pace that I was just going to let myself down again. And I did not want to let that happen, right? So I knew I needed to interrupt the pattern before it actually happened. And the one thing that never fails to solve my problem of feeling stuck, it's always the same thing, is I need to get out of my comfort zone. So what do? Is I book a one-way ticket to Brazil, spending money I definitely shouldn't be spending. I've never left my country before, so this was a big deal to me. And I didn't know the language. And part of me was like, oh, it's fine. I know English. Everyone knows English, right? Well, I quickly learned that not everybody knows English.
Gero limon. That's quiero limon, right? Gero limon.
Right? So I was going to a place. I was going to the unknown. I've never left my country before. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what kind of laws that they had, the rules or regulations. Like, what if I did something wrong that I didn't even know was wrong, and all of a sudden I end up in jail, right? What if I don't know how to get around? What am I going to do when I get to this airport? How am I going to get to this airport? Or so on and so forth, right? I was definitely getting myself out of my comfort zone. And one of the things that makes me super uncomfortable is socializing. I'm always afraid that like I'm gonna embarrass myself around people and whatnot.
No Portuguese. English, Spanish.
So this trip definitely got me out of my comfort zone in that sense, right? Because not only did I not know how to communicate with people, not knowing their language, I tried to learn the language a little bit, but as soon as you start talking to someone, you realize, oh shoot, I didn't learn anything. I just studied for a whole week and nothing, right? Because I only gave myself a week to figure this trip out. And so now I'm making all these gestures, right? Trying to get people to understand what I'm trying to say, trying to like, all the signage at the airport was not in English or Spanish. And those are the only two languages I understand. So I had to like really like, I was pulling up my phone, trying to figure things out, trying to get like the translation feature to work and all this stuff. Long story short, I was putting myself in a situation where everything I was doing, every problem that I ran into, I had no other choice but to adapt and solve the problem. Right? A very solution-oriented approach. There was no going back to my comfort zone, my house, going on my phone, going on social media and just watching funny videos because that makes me feel super comfortable and super relaxed. Like there was none of that, right? Whatever situation I was in traveling, I needed to solve and I needed to figure it out. Otherwise, I was going to put myself in a bad situation. So anyways, guys, the whole time I'm there, I'm getting more and more confident because every time I solve a problem, it just gives me more confidence that whatever problems are ahead of me, I can solve them too. So why am I talking about this trip in the first place? The truth is, guys, you can feel miserable with your life right now. You can be in pain and still be in your comfort zone. And the reason being is because us as humans, we get a big sense of comfort from what we know is familiar, from the known, right? Because we know exactly what to expect. We know exactly what's going to happen. And when you're not really sure what's going to happen, that's when we truly feel uncomfortable. So one of the best ways to get out of your comfort zone is by going into the unknown where you're not sure what's going to happen, right? Maybe it's traveling. Maybe it's starting a new routine, something you're not used to. Maybe it's meeting new people. Whatever it is, you have to just break the pattern. And you see this with so many things. How many of you guys have had a friend who's in a toxic relationship where they're super miserable, but they keep going back? And a lot of the times it's because they're just so used to it. They're so familiar with that toxicity and they've been doing it for so long, but at least there they know what to expect, right? So they become comfortable in that pain. Or somebody who finally starts taking care of themselves, finally starts eating healthy or whatnot, and they're going into a realm where they've never been before and they end up sabotaging it and going back to their old habits because at least there they know what to expect. They're so used to it. They're so familiar with it. Or even something as simple as just picking a movie that you've already seen because you already know you like it. And picking a new movie is just too risky, right? Because you might not like it. You're not really sure what to expect. You're going into the unknown. So we'll just go back to the movie that we're so comfortable with, right? And then even sometimes like in our own head where we tell ourselves that we're finally going to get it together. We're finally going to achieve our goals and we just break our promise and we keep doing that. And we do that for so many years that we're just so used to doing that doing anything else just feels uncomfortable, right? You're just so used to it. But anyways, guys, if you're in your comfort zone right now, it's time to break that pattern. It's time to get out of the comfort zone. And you really know because the feeling of true discomfort, it's not like when you don't want to go to work because you're just so, I'm going to be miserable, blah, blah, blah. No, it's like a different feeling altogether. You feel this like like you're not going to do it. You feel this sense of fear that's just like telling you to just run the other way. It's very, very different. But anyways, guys, that's it. That's all. Have the best day of your entire life, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.